Right, so the million-dollar question really obviously is how. The hows in life are normally the more difficult part. How do I get to understand what my gift is? How do I get to understand what my main talent is? And how do I develop that? By the way, what I'm going to offer to you is not necessarily a prescription or an all-size-fits-all, because I don't believe that there's anything like that in life. We are just going to offer you some thoughts, some insights, more like a buffet. So you can pick and choose what you want to use or what you want to apply. But I believe the thoughts that I'm going to share, especially on the hows part, how do I liberate my talent, will be very useful. I've used them in my life, and a lot of other people have shared with me in and around these subjects have also applied and used some of these thoughts that I'm going to be sharing with you about. The first thing is, I want to just throw this at you, is that this is your responsibility. It's your journey, it's your life. You have not borrowed it, and it's not anybody else. And by the way, life is not a dress rehearsal. You're actually living, and you only live once, by the way. So you've got to take the responsibility of discovering your talent. And talent, the discovery of it is more like people that go prospecting for minerals, for instance, for metals, for value. When you see a rock lying down there, and if you don't have the equipment or the requisite instruments to detect what is in the rock, all the rocks pretty much look the same. But if you have the equipment and you use the techniques to detect what is inside the rock, you are able to then say, look, there is value there. And once you know there is value, you can go all the way to make sure that you unearth that value, you actually bring it out of the rock. And I'm sure that you have seen how mining and mineral development happens. You take the rock, you crush it. At times you have to apply smelting, high temperature process. You apply acid to make sure that you kill all the other things that are not necessary, and you pull out the value from that rock. So what I'm trying to bring to you is that liberating talent will not be a stroll in the park. It won't be a piece of cake. It will require you to work hard. It will require you to be aggressive. But if you apply yourself and you are determined to do it, it can actually be done. But the thing is, it is your responsibility. So as you also undertake this journey, there are a number of things that you need to begin to observe in your everyday life. One of the things is, what do people say about you? What do people say you are good at? By the way, we live in communities, we are connected. One, we live in families, we've got friends around us, we've got peers and associates at work. For those that have go to church, you live in you have a church community around you, or some form of society. There are well-meaning people in those settings who time and again can tell you certain things that you are good at. For instance, somebody can just approach you and tell you that, hey man, when you talk so well. When you write so well. I think you've got an athletic body. Should you not think about taking sport? There are so many things that people can say, about you in everyday life. Take very careful notice of them, because at times people that observe you are better than when you actually do your self-analysis. Because most of the times when we try and analyze ourselves, there's a lot of self-talk. We talk ourselves into things and out of things. And there is that fog of self-talk that at times talks us out of things that we're actually good at. But generally, when you live in a setup where you have a community around you and people begin to tell you things that they think you are good at, note them down, don't dismiss them, because in there could be some of the things that actually you are good at. And those things are better coming at times from people that are around you, that observe you as you live your life. My third point on how you can also discover your innate talents or your giftings is just think about things that you love, right? Think about things that you love when you are relaxed. What sort of books do you read? What sort of material do you like watching on television? What sort of things excite you? Those things in them also are traits or traces of some things that actually engross you. They are traces of things that you could actually be good at, that you can use as part of understanding some of the things that actually make you tick.